What is up, gamers? Today, I'm shell swapping a customer's DS Lite with the Great Wave eXtremeRate shell, but with chrome buttons. So this is going to be a pretty cool custom shell swap. So we got the Great Wave. It's a white shell here with a cool wave design, and then we'll have these chrome buttons to go along with. And here is our customer's DS. Now, can we just appreciate how cool that is? That's just so cool. Love the little smiley face too. Also, can we appreciate how good this DS is packaged? Like, come on, this is amazing. Smells pretty masculine if you ask me. But anyways, all right. So here's our DS, our customer's beloved DS. So in addition to the shell swap, we are also going to be modifying the power LEDs. So green will be light blue, and then red, the low power indicator, will be purple. So this is going to be a really cool shell swap. This DS is in pretty sweet shape, other than the busted up hinge. Let's just make sure it works totally fine, and then if it needs anything fixed, we'll fix it. We're at the GBA game, so this DS is fully functional, and we are ready to shell swap. So first and foremost, I say first and foremost way too much in all my videos, but first and foremost, we're going to chop down these rubber pads and get them out, just to get this part of the disassembly out of the way, and then I'll get these 4 screws unscrewed, or as I like to say sometimes, unplugged. Alright, so there's that. Let's take our stylus out and undo these rubber pads. So since all of these shell pieces, except for the broken hinge piece, they're all in great shape, so I'll be able to keep them and use them to fix other DSs in the future. Love to see that. I will reuse all of these screws for our eXtremeRate shell, because OEM is always better than aftermarket, and even though eXtremeRate products are very high quality, I still much prefer to use Nintendo's screws. I also like to reuse the Nintendo rods and springs for the shoulder buttons. I also like to reuse the Wi-Fi chip and the whole motherboard. Reusing this is quite the necessity. So we got our bottom LCD free. Now one thing we got to do with this is we have to remove this lower screen border. So this will set off to the side, and now this will rest in the eXtremeRate shell. Let's continue with disassembly, and then we will modify the motherboard. These rubber pads are all good. I always like to reuse Nintendo's rubber pads, other than the start and select. I also like to reuse this LED diffuser piece, so I'm going to poke it out with my thumbnail and grab it. So this is the LED diffuser that we'll be using. Set the hinge cover off to the side because it is still good. Now, if you do send me your DS for reshell and you want to keep the shell parts, that's A-okay. I will ship all of your shell parts back with your shell swapped DS Lite. Just FYI, I don't need to keep the shells. If you would like to keep it for sentimental value or just to have your original shell on hand for any reason, no worries. If you want to keep your shell, I can ship it back with your DS. That is A-okay. So here we have the microphone, and this is just about all done. There we go. And now our top LCD, we just gotta twirl up the cable, shove it on in there, and then punch it out. So now we have our speaker rings. We want to transfer that to our eXtremeRate shell, so we'll be taking that out. And our eXtremeRate shell has a lot of prep that we need to do. But before we prep our eXtremeRate shell, I'm going to prep our motherboard. So this is our motherboard. It's green. It has some gold plating on it. It has our cartridge slots. It's a pretty cool piece of technology. But it's irregular, okay? We're gonna be changing that here today, okay? Like I said, we'll be making the green power LED light blue, and then the purple power LED purple. It's gonna be really cool. So to do this, we need to solder. First and foremost, I need to find these LEDs. There I go saying it again. I said first and foremost again. So here's our purple LEDs, and I need to find light blue, pink, green, white, power switches, capped on tape, soldered. blue and red. Touchscreen connectors. Aha! Light blue. So I'll put this up here to keep track of what is light blue. And then purple right there. Gotta make sure it's positioned the right way. So we can see current right now is going this way because there's a green notch, and the green notch is pointing this way. So if we flip it around this way, then it's going in this direction, which is perfect because that's what we want for our motherboard. So now our LEDs are all ready to be installed. Now sometimes I add extra solder here, but sometimes I do not need to, so we'll see if I need to. And if I do, then I'll add some. If I don't need to, then I won't add some. So we will apply heat. Sorry for the wobbly camera. I will eventually upgrade. For now, all I have to use is my phone. So we're heating these up until I can remove them. Green is free. Red doesn't want to go. There we go. Now I'm going to keep the heat while I pick up one of the LEDs. Try to slap it in place. Now this might be where I need to... Yeah, alright, so... I will add some solder. And I need to, like, get a better soldering setup going here, because all these cables for my iron is just all hanging around. Not very practical. Alright, there we go. Heat all this solder back up real quick. And now that there's more there, it'll be much easier to stick down our LEDs. Now we got our purple one going on. Alright, so that should be good. Now we can test it out by using our battery, putting it up to the contacts, and turning it on. So there's light blue. Hit it, make sure it doesn't go out, and then when I remove the battery, the purple one flashes. So there we go. There's our LEDs. That'll look really cool. This light blue is going to match the shell perfectly. And now we need to prep the eXtremeRate shell. So here it is. I'm going to pull it out and then set it on top of here, and then I'm going to use this and set it on top of here. So this can just set right here, and that's fine. And then this can just set over here, and that's fine. And our GBA slot cover, we will be putting the PCB in this a little later. Hinge cover, and our bottom plate. So these three plates right here are what we need to prep at the moment. And first, well, not first, everything that we need to prep them in, well, some of the things, is in here with all of these rubber pads. So this is one thing that we need. Then we can put that off to the side and grab this, and this. So let's do this first. We need our shield for the bottom plate, and our sticker for the shield for the bottom plate, and then our metal cylinder goes over here for that piece, and then the rest of those I just throw away because we don't use the diffuser because we use Nintendo's. And now I take this. We need our battery door screw holder and our battery door screw. Put replacements off to the side, throw the other things away. And now our stylus and our stylus port. Gotta peel this blue stuff. Put that on. Get that right there. Put our stylus port in. Now there's one more thing that I need, and it's in here. So I've started to use the eXtremeRate lime green screws because I started to run out of Nintendo's. So these lime screws, we need 5 of them for the bottom plate here, and then 1 of the black screws for the GBA slot cover. So there we go. Okay, so now with that, we are good to start screwing things in. Alright, so now we can get this sticker here, put it right about here, and we got our battery door screw holder. Lodge it in, and now we get 5 of these stickers. 1 to put right on top of this, and then the 4 other ones, to give you an extra, 4 other ones that we'll be using, go right here in these rectangular slots on the top outer shell piece. They do not need to be lined up perfect, but if you have a clear shell, you might want them to. Just could bother some people. But they do not need to be straight. In fact, all of Nintendo's are typically not straight. See, these are all kind of crooked a little bit. So that's all ready. This is mostly ready. We need to bust out our chrome buttons. We need our volume slider. And our power slider. So now this plate is all ready to go onto the system. So we can put this off to the side. I'm going to sit it on top of this foam plate so it doesn't get any scratches whatsoever. And now we can come in with this plate Get this sticker on. It goes about right here. And now we can get this metal cylinder and our screen. Twirl up the cable and shove it back on through. And then pull it. And that's all good. Now we can get our Wi-Fi antenna, put that in, put it in its tracks here, and same for the microphone cable. Put the cable on through, put this one in its tracks, and now we are ready to swap the top screen lens. It'll be a very tricky part, but hopefully I did piece. Hopefully it won't be that tricky this time. It all depends on if Dust wants to give you a hard time or not, but I'll try to do it the best I can. So first we gotta peel the adhesive free. Could throw this away, or you could keep it because it's nice double-sided 3M tape. That's really nice stuff, actually. Peel that, and I gotta do my best to set it in place nice and evenly. Run my finger along it, and that actually went pretty well. So now I'm peeling the opposite side. Okay, so now this is when we gotta be quick, because if fuzzies stick to that adhesive, it ain't going anywhere, and then you're gonna see it in the top screen. That's not good. So peel that up. This top screen has no dust particles in. That is fantastic. Pull the speaker back, make sure the cables don't get trapped under there. We'll slap our top screen on, make sure it looks okay, and that is flawless. So now, gotta use my fingernail to get the back side started. Oh, never mind, it already is started. Start the back side. And now, very quickly, with lots of precision, get that on. Looks to be good to me. I don't think there's a single dust speck in there. Looks to be pretty straight. So now we need our speaker rings going here. And we can get our speakers in place. Make sure our cables are routed properly. And now, just for good measure, I like to clean the top screen because you can see there's a couple fingerprints. I don't like that one bit. So clean up to be like factory now. Factory clean, rather. Alright, so now we can slap this top plate on. And there we go. I love that you can see the wave design through here. It's this shell is awesome. So now I move this over here, put that on there because we don't want any scratches, and now we can put our cables through the hole. I like to pick this up, angle it so that it makes it easier to plug the top screen in. Most of the times it just drops right on, just like that. So now our hinge. This was out of their original DS, so we'll get it cleaned up, and the hinge should feel just like it did before. Well, actually, it was broken, so it'll feel like it did before it ever broke. Snap that in, get our hinge cover on, make sure it's in the right position. And that's perfect. So now we need our Nintendo LED diffuser. It has a little bit of dirt in the crevices over the years, so get that cleaned up. Put that in. Angle it towards the shell. And now we can get screws in place. Again, I like to use Nintendo screws. Alright, so there we have it. The hinge is nice and strong, nice and tight. So now we can get our chrome buttons in. This is going to be amazing. I mean, look at the shininess of this button. This button is insane. Slight fingerprint magnets, but it is going to look amazing nonetheless. And you're always touching the buttons anyway, so like it shouldn't really matter. And then, like I said before, I'm going to reuse these old rubber membranes because they click nicer than eXtremeRates, in my opinion, of course. If you ever send your DS to me, you can always give me instructions on how exactly you want it done. Like, if you just want the brand new rubber membranes, just to have the brand new rubber membranes, then I'll absolutely put those in for you. But otherwise, I just do it the way that I find that is best and gives the highest quality system. And that is using these old rubber membranes as long as they are still clicky as new. And if not, then I replace them with other Nintendo ones that I have. Now I use eXtremeRate's Start and Select rubber pad, because this one is amazing. Makes them click really nicely if you shiny hunt Pokemon. This rubber pad alone will make shiny hunting a lot better, because then you can just hit Start and Select a lot easier, as it just makes them clicky. Route our microphone cable just like that. Put this cable towards here. Now we can get our bottom screen and plug it into the motherboard. Our modded motherboard. Digitizer in. I see some shenanigans going on here, so I'm going to get that cleaned up. And now we can plug our top screen in. And then before anything else, well, I typically plug the microphone cable in just because it's literally right there. But now before anything else, I'm going to put one of these screws in. Going to get our Wi-Fi chip on and our battery up to the contacts and test. Look at that blue LED, dude. Look at that ice blue LED. That's so cool. Oh, man. Oh, the chrome buttons. Dude, I didn't even see those at first. How didn't I? Look at that. This is insane. I hope you love this DS. This is going to be awesome. Touchscreen works perfect. We'll calibrate it too just because it's brand new, but... Oh, it's not brand new. It's used. I forgot I didn't replace it. But, wow, look at that LED. It's so cool. It matches the shell so perfectly. You see that, dude? Oh, man. All right, let's continue. This is amazing. So this is L. We do L after R because L has issues. I'm going to straighten up this cable and route it underneath the cartridge port. Get this back in here. Get that in place. And now our metal rods for the shoulder buttons go in here, but I like to do R first. This is the spring for L. This is the spring for R. Get that in there. Alright, and so now for L, I need something heavy, like my tape dispenser, and I'm going to cut it along here. This is because the L button, specifically, only, got stuck, and it doesn't click right, but trimming it like this will make it click perfectly. And now I get my Dremel just to sand off the rough, jagged edges that I just created. Throw the shavings away. Clean it up real nice. And now we are left with a clean, finished shoulder button. Perfect. I like to air out the inside of it too. So now we can get our spring. I want to give enough room for our tape dispenser here to hold it in place. Our spring. Put it in the button. And then get it where it's supposed to be. So now it'll just spring right out. But that's okay. That's what we want. Make sure this is down. And then on this, make sure this is down. Wow, look at that chrome. This is amazing. Make sure this is down. And pop it right on, making sure the power switch is down. And bam, just like that, it's on. L clicks perfectly, just like R. So now I'm going to get this screw in and our other motherboard screw in. And then I'm going to get these two lime green screws in up here. Wow, dude. So let's get our 4 screws up here in. And I will find a low power battery to test our purple LED as well. Even though we already know it works because I tested it before, but I just want to see what it looks like, to be honest with you. So now we can get our white rubber pads up in here. These 4 square ones first. Now I like to use tweezers for this because it just really helps line them up. And then once they're lined up, I put them in with my finger just like that. Then we got the 2 long ones up here. I do want to say, to the owner of this DS, if you're watching this, thank you so much for being so patient. I know it took me a long time to be able to film a video on this. Thank you so much for being so patient. It means a lot to me. And to those of you who may want a similar DS, you can send in your DS to me to get shelf swapped however you'd like for a custom price, or you can buy a custom DS off of me for $150. The price may go up soon because it costs a lot of money for me to make these systems, and it also takes a lot of time, so I might need to increase the price at a certain point, but get them at $150 while you can. It might increase to $175, eventually potentially $200. So here we have our GBA slot cover. We will disassemble our factory one. to grab his PCB. Here's the PCB. This is really clean. Going to give it just a little cleaning anyways. I'm going to be working on a custom Retro Revolution one of these to include with all of my eXtremeRate shell swap systems, because right now the G-base slot covers in those don't have any PCBs just because I don't have any on hand, but I'm working on a custom black PCB Retro Revolution one, so those will be amazing. Now we got the black Y screw that I took out of the eXtremeRate screw bag before, and we can put this in. Just like that, so now this can go in. And this DS is just about done. We have this sticker, and then of course I'm going to swap the battery with a low power one just to see the purple LED. I try to make this as straight as I possibly can. The shell must have had an indent that I did not see. Yeah. So there's this right here. It's leaving a massive hole. So I'm going to sand this down and then clean it off, because that was not very pretty on our sticker here. There we go. It's still there, but it's a lot more natural now. It's like what it should be. So that's good. Got our stylus here. I will send back a light blue and a gray stylus to help match the shell and the buttons and everything. Start and select, click amazingly. Super easily, and there we have it. We'll see if he wants any of his shell pieces back. We got some extra rubber pads that I will be sending him as well, just in case he ever wants extra or needs extra. And there we have it. An absolutely amazing custom system. This thing is so clean. The blue LED is awesome. I'm going to leave this for him. I'm gonna leave that for him. I'll give you guys a sneak peek because I know it's satisfying. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's in mint condition, but we'll keep that for him to do. Now there's an air bubble under there. This DS is just awesome, though. I mean, just look at it. The blue LED matches the whole shell theme perfectly. I love it so much. The chrome buttons are just amazing. It's just awesome. And now let's take out the battery and find a low power one. Look at that, dude. It's so cool. This DS is amazing, dude. There we have it. All clean. The buttons look incredible. The shell is just amazing. It looks awesome. I hope he will love it. If you guys would like to order anything custom from my website, whether you order a DS for me or send your DS in to get customized, feel free to check out the links below and email me at contact@retrorevolution.shop. I'll be more than happy to get your system all fancied up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one.